Today, we're going to talk about something that can give your writing an instant upgrade in credibility. I'm talking about mastering formal writing. We're going to take your words from casual to commanding, just to make sure your great ideas get the respect they really deserve. So let's dive right in. Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever written an email or maybe a paper for school and just worried that it didn't sound, important enough? That little nagging feeling that your amazing ideas are being let down by the words you chose? Trust me, you're not alone. And today, we're going to fix it. I mean, just look at the difference here. The sentence on the left, totally fine for a text to a friend. But the one on the right, now that sentence has authority. It's precise, it's professional, it demands to be taken seriously. That's the power we're talking about. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to do it yourself.
So, here's the game plan. First, we'll touch on why this is so important. Then we're getting into the practical stuff, upgrading your words, then your sentences. We'll add a little polish with punctuation, and then wrap it all up in a toolkit you can use immediately.
So first things first, why even bother with formal writing? It's really not about being stuffy or trying to sound like someone you're not. Think of it as a system that's been specifically designed for clarity and credibility, especially when the stakes are high in professional or academic situations. At its heart, formal writing is all about being objective. You're taking your personal feelings and the casual chatter out of the equation to focus 100% on the information. It's organized, it's logical, and it automatically creates this tone of expertise. This is the foundation we're going to be building everything on. Okay, let's get our hands dirty with some practical tools. This next part is all about picking the right words. And I promise, these are super easy swaps that make a huge immediate difference. This might be the single simplest, fastest way to make your writing sound more formal. Ready? Stop using contractions. That's it. It sounds almost too easy, right? But instead of writing can't, don't, or it's, you just write out the full words. The change is so simple, but look at the effect. She's not here becomes she is not here. It takes you, an extra half second to type, but it instantly elevates the tone from conversational to something much more official. And it's the same thing here. They don't like it, well, that kind of feels like an opinion. But they do not like it, that sounds like a firm, stated fact. It's a subtle change, but it gives your words so much more weight. All right, so once you've kicked contractions to the curb, the next step is to level up your vocabulary. This really just means swapping out some common, everyday words for their slightly more sophisticated counterparts. Let's take a word we use all the time, like get. It's useful for sure, but it's not very specific. In a formal paper, did you get something because you worked for it, meaning you obtained it? Or did someone give it to you, so you received it? Choosing that more precise word just adds a layer of clarity. Here's another easy one. The phrase, a lot of. It's so vague. How much is a lot? So if you're talking about things you can count, swap it for numerous. If it's something you can't count, try a significant amount of. Instantly, your writing sounds more measured, more analytical. And finally, let's talk about connecting your ideas. Words like and, but, and so are fine, they work. But using their formal cousins, that's next level. When you use furthermore, you're signaling to your reader that you're building a case. When you use however or therefore, you're creating this really clear, logical bridge that shows exactly how your arguments fit together. So we've upgraded our words. Awesome. Now let's zoom out a bit and upgrade our sentences. This is where we go from just sounding formal to actually structuring our ideas with more precision. This right here is a fantastic tool called a relative clause. See how that little phrase, which is constantly evolving, is tucked right into the middle? Instead of two clunky sentences, you weave the extra detail right in. It's way more efficient, and it just shows a more sophisticated way of thinking. And this is a participle clause. It's a really sharp way to show cause and effect without spelling it out. This sentence tells us that because the research was done, the team could then present their findings. It's just more dynamic and professional than saying the team completed the research and then they presented their findings. Now, the passive voice gets a bad rap sometimes, but listen, in formal and scientific writing, it is an absolutely essential tool. It lets you shift the focus away from who did the action and onto the action itself. This creates that objective, impersonal tone we were talking about. You don't want to overuse it, of course, but used strategically, it's a game changer. Just look at this example. It is believed who believes it.
Well, it doesn't matter. By phrasing it this way, the focus stays on the widely accepted idea, not on who believes it. This is a classic move in academic writing.
We're almost at the finish line. We've got the words, we've got the sentence structures. Now it's time for the final polish. Punctuation. These are the little details that really show you're in control.
The big idea here is using punctuation with a clear purpose. A semicolon, for example, is perfect for connecting two full sentences that are just too closely related to be separated by a period. It shows a really sophisticated link. And yeah, a dash is great for a quick thought in an email, but in a formal paper, using a pair of commas or parentheses to add extra info just looks so much more deliberate and professional.
Whew, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's pull all of this together into a simple, memorable toolkit you can refer back to anytime you need that instant upgrade. And here it is, your 3-step guide. Step 1, upgrade your words. No more contractions and level up that vocabulary. Step 2, build better sentences. Use those more complex structures to show the relationship between your ideas. And step 3, polish your punctuation. Use it to add clarity and a professional finish. That's it. That's the whole transformation. And let's just look at the final result when we put it all together. The before is a casual thought. The after, well, that's a formal assessment. They've got a lot of problems becomes the much more precise they face numerous issues. The casual, so I think, is upgraded to the logical and objective, therefore it is believed. It's a night and day difference, isn't it? So I'll just leave you with this to think about. What's the next important thing you have to write? An email to your boss? A research paper? A proposal? What's that one big idea that you're going to give the powerful, formal voice it truly deserves? Because now you've got the toolkit to make it happen.